HarperCollins and HarperAudio present A Sunlit Weapon, a Maisie Dobbs novel by Jacqueline Winspear, performed by Orlagh Cassidy. In memory of Margaret Elizabeth Morrell, née Callahan, 1918 to 2012. Margaret, a first lieutenant with the American Army Nursing Corps, volunteered for overseas duty following the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941, and soon after shipped out to England on the RMS Queen Mary. Margaret was about to be deployed to the Pacific Theatre when VJ Day was announced, and did not return home to the United States until 1946. She was my mother-in-law. Of her service to her country, Margaret told me, "They were the best days of my life." We are in a war, and we need to fight it with all our ability and every weapon possible. Women pilots in this particular case are a weapon waiting to be used. Eleanor Roosevelt. Eleanor Roosevelt wrote to the U.S. aviation authorities after hearing about the service of women ferry pilots with the British Air Transport Auxiliary. They were among the women working in wartime roles she made a point of meeting during her 1942 visit to the UK. "Oh, I have slipped the surly bonds of earth, and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed, and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds, and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there I've chased the shouting wind along, and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air." From High Flight by John Gillespie Magee. John Gillespie Magee was an Anglo-American pilot with the Royal Canadian Air Force. He was killed in a mid-air collision while flying a Supermarine Spitfire over England in 1941. He was 19 years of age. Prologue. Somewhere over southeastern England, Thursday, October 8th, 1942. Nick had told her about this feeling, a wild rush, a sensation of utter freedom that seemed to course through the veins with every twist and turn at the controls of a Spitfire. He'd described the way the Merlin engine would rumble away as he swooped down over harvests sunlit in summer, and mist-drenched in the grip of autumn. Now Joe Hardy loved the Spit as much as Nick had. Hardly surprising, as he'd always said the aircraft was a lady in the air. "It's a woman's kite, if ever there was one," he'd told her. Compact in the cockpit, easy for a petite feminine frame to get in and get out. But Nick, her tall, wonderful Nick, the RAF officer who had swept her off her feet, with his silly jokes and impish impressions of fellow officers, never got out. Nick never had a chance to push back the aircraft's hood with scorched hands and escape the flames as his Spitfire crashed to earth. So much had come to pass since that day, since she received the confirming message of his death from her commanding officer. Jo had no more tears to shed now. She had been a WAAF, a member of the Women's Auxiliary Air Force, on duty in the ops room on her shift. Nick knew she was there. Headphones clamped to her ears as she scanned the screen in front of her. She was tracking the exact position of the squadron when Nick seemed to lag behind. When, for no apparent reason, he began falling from the sky. She was staring at her radar screen as the other WAAFs turned to her, stunned. Then Nick's voice came in loud and clear. "I've copped something. Don't worry, I'll land this thing." There was an easy...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?